There are moments when someone says something you already knew, but when you say the same thing, the room stays quiet. You share an idea. Nobody reacts. A few minutes later, someone else repeats that same idea. Now everyone listens. After a while, you stop speaking as much. Not because you have nothing to say, because it starts to feel like your words don't carry any weight. Today, we're talking about something that shapes the way other people see you. These two things are deeply connected, because the way people treat you is often influenced by the signals you send without even noticing. This video is about why nobody takes you seriously, and the answer is simpler than most people think. People don't decide how seriously to take you by listening to every word you say. Most of that decision happens before your main point even begins. The human brain does this all the time. Psychologists call it making quick judgments. That simply means the brain likes to make fast guesses instead of carefully checking everything. It saves energy. Imagine meeting someone for the first time. Before they finish introducing themselves, your mind has already started forming an opinion. Not because you're trying to judge them, because that's how the brain works. Other people do the same thing with you. That doesn't mean they're right, it just means they're human. Now here's something important. Being taken seriously has very little to do with sounding smart. Many people use big words. Many people talk for a long time. Many people try to prove how much they know. But that often has the opposite effect. When someone keeps trying to prove themselves, people quietly feel that person is asking for approval, and people rarely follow someone who is asking for approval. They follow someone who looks comfortable without it. That's because confidence and approval are different things. Confidence means you're okay if someone disagrees with you. Approval means you need other people to agree before you feel okay. People notice that difference, even when nobody talks about it. Another reason people don't take someone seriously is inconsistency. That's just a long word for not being the same person every day. One day you say you'll do something. The next day you forget. One day you have strong opinions. The next day you completely change them because someone laughed. After some time, people stop trusting your words. Not because you're a bad person, because they no longer know which version of you they're talking to. Think about someone who always arrives late. The first few times, people wait. After many times, they stop expecting that person to be on time. The person's words didn't change. Their pattern did. And people trust patterns more than promises. There's another reason that is easy to miss: talking too much. Many people believe speaking more makes them look smarter. Usually, it does the opposite. When every silence feels uncomfortable, people start filling it with unnecessary words. They explain everything. They defend every small decision. They answer questions nobody asked. After some time, people stop listening. Not because the words are bad, because there are simply too many of them. Imagine someone handing you one clean page. Then imagine someone handing you 500 pages to say the same thing. Which one would you actually read? Words work the same way. Now, let's connect this to something deeper. Most people think respect comes after success, but in everyday life, respect usually grows from predictability. Predictability means people know what to expect from you. If you say you'll call, you call. If you don't know the answer, you admit it. If you make a mistake, you don't invent excuses. Slowly, people learn that your words match reality. And that's where trust begins. Trust is much stronger than impressing people. This is why someone with average knowledge can be respected more than someone with brilliant ideas, because people believe the first person's words. Belief matters more than brilliance. So what's the simple framework to remember? Think about one word: alignment. Alignment means your words, your actions, and your behavior all point in the same direction. Nothing is fighting against anything else. If you say you're calm but lose your temper every hour, there is no alignment. If you say your health matters but never take care of it, there is no alignment. If you say honesty matters but lie about small things, there is no alignment. People may not explain it this way, but they feel it. Now imagine someone who says very little. When they promise something, it happens. When they don't know the answer, they simply say they don't know. When they speak, they stay with their point instead of changing it every few minutes. That person often becomes the one everyone listens to, not because they have the loudest voice, because their life keeps confirming their words. That's alignment. And alignment quietly builds respect. So what can you do today? Start noticing the small promises you make, not to other people, to yourself. If you tell yourself you'll wake up at 7, try to wake up at 7. If you tell someone you'll send a message tonight, send it tonight. These seem like tiny things, but your reputation is built from tiny things repeated many times. Also notice how often you explain yourself when nobody asked. Next time, say what needs to be said. Then, stop. Silence is not weakness. Sometimes silence tells people you're comfortable with your own words. Over time, something changes. People interrupt you less. They remember what you said. They ask for your opinion. Not because you became louder, because your words slowly became reliable. That's the real goal. Not to make everyone agree with you, but to become someone whose words have weight. You don't need to become a different person to earn respect. You only need your actions to stop arguing with your words. You are not someone who needs to chase respect. You are someone who can quietly become worthy of it. What's one small promise you can keep today without telling anyone about it? If you want to go deeper, there's a free resource waiting for you in the description. Till then, stay positive. See you in the next one.